Okay, so, hi. A lot of you don't know this, but I didn't ship Byler until like the end of season 4 of Stranger Things. And I had been watching the show for like 2 years and like waited for season 4 and everything. And that entire time, I didn't know that Byler was a thing. I didn't know it was a ship. I didn't know it had any potential. I didn't know anything like that. And like right before season 2, right before volume 2 came out of season 4, I keep on seeing these edits and getting these fic recommendations, and everybody's like, "Oh, have you heard of Byler?" or "Here, look at this Byler edit," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what is Byler? And so I find out that it's the ship of Mike and Will, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, but it's not like canon or whatever. I just think, oh, people will ship anything. That's so like nice. And at this point, I still think Will is straight. And and I am like fast forward like a week later when volume 2 comes out, and I'm sitting on the porch with my mom, and there's a TV on our porch, so we're both sitting out there watching volume 2, and the van scene comes up, and this is the first time we're watching it, so I turn to Ma as Will's, as Mike's talking about how he's having problems with Elle, and I go, oh, did you know that people are shipping Byler? Like, they think Will is gay and everything, and they think that they're gonna end up together. And she was like, oh yeah, Will's totally gay. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you didn't know that? And I was like, no, there's no way. And so I turned back to the screen, and Will is showing his painting to Mike, and he starts talking about how he doesn't have to worry about Elle leaving him or breaking up with him or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself as the scene is going on, I'm thinking, no way is Will gay. Like, there's just no possible way. I don't think this is a thing. And so he gets all emotional, and he starts tearing up, and the tender emotional music plays, and I think back to the beginning of the season where Mike was apologizing to Will for being so mean at the Rinkomania. The same tender emotional music is playing in the captions. And as this is going on, I'm like having a look of realization, like my eyes are getting wider, like I'm just slowly realizing that something's up here, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Because let me preface this by saying I was really like out of the loop, and he starts tearing up and everything. He's like, Elle needs you, Mike, and she always will at like the end of the scene. And then he turns and he starts crying in the window, and I just go, oh my god. And that is how I discovered Byler was a thing, at the literal last second. And that is what led me to go down a fic rabbit hole and start creating these videos. So, stay tuned for part 3.